I got the and we're live. Mm, 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 mm.
All right, we're live, Alicia.
All right. This is my
Uh-oh.
first time doing this on Facebook, so I'm excited.
Okay, good.
Oh, we have a couple of participants that have joined us too on the webinar. I can see them on our platform. Yay. Hey, everybody. Introduce yourself in the chat box so we know who's there. Love to hear from you.
Stella Orange. Welcome, Stella and Valerie. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello. Ahoy, Stella.
Thanks for joining us. So, I'm Dr. Nadia.
And I'm Alycia Huston. Hello.
And we are super excited to present to you Leaders in Stilettos.
Yeah.
Today we are talking about the power of community. But before we dive too deep into all of that yumminess, we're just going to take a moment to introduce ourselves as well as today's topic. And before we wrap up today, Alycia and I are going to tell you a little bit more about some of the things that we've been cooking up that we're excited to announce. So, Alycia, I'm going to pass it to you and let you go.
Okay, first I'd like to say, you see, both Dr. Nadia and I had the memo to wear black and white.
Great minds.
That was complete synchronicity, so that already just lets us know how fabulous this webinar is going to be. But I digress. My name is Alycia Huston, and I am a women's leadership mentor, coach, whatever you want to call it. I am dynamic. I have been an entrepreneur since 2004, and I created and sold a multi-million-dollar business. So I absolutely understand the constraints of being an entrepreneur, and I understand the glory that comes with being an entrepreneur as well. And I'm just excited to share this space with you and connect with you for the next 45 minutes or so. Dr. Nadia.
You would pass it back while I'm doing all my Facebook randomness.
Oh, of course.
I'm like trying to do all these different things. So I am Dr. Nadia, the founder of Doyen, a leadership institute, and I work with women as well as companies around building and developing their leadership skills, their teams, as well as sales. So I do both, and I'm really excited to help people generate revenue in their business, because sometimes we as women entrepreneurs, we struggle with that one. So I'm really excited to talk today. We want you to ask questions, to engage. And today's topic was around, feelings of loneliness, as well as the power of community when you're an entrepreneur, and as well as when you're in corporate too. Because Alycia and I both have been in a corporate space, so we know what that's like.
Yes.
And so, Alycia, I'll let you start.
Okay.
I know you shared earlier, we had a little powwow prior to this, and you talked about an email that you received.
Yes.
Today.
Yes, I received an email in response to the invitation to invite beautiful women to come and share the space with us and connect. And I received a response back from a woman who said, this is right on time. I feel so lonely sometimes. She's moving from the space of corporate into her own business. And she was just stating how lonely that it can feel because people don't necessarily understand the grit that it takes to move from a corporate entity into your own entity as far as a business owner, and the double duty that also comes in that space, because you still need to be present and show up powerfully in the corporate space for your job, because we always want to stand in integrity, and then also building your dream, your passion, your vision, whatever you call it, and I don't even want to say on the side, building it in tandem, because it's really not on the side, it's in tandem. It's on the side sounds like it's something that is a little bit less than, and it's definitely not that. And
it makes it sound kind of optional,
yes,
a little hobby.
yes, like you're just dabbling, and that is not the case, because the vision that's been placed upon your heart is always just for you. And so that space can be lonely because everybody does not understand, doesn't have experience in that space, and honestly, we have to find ourselves connecting to the right women that can uplift and support as we're on our journey of kind of discovery, because there is a lot of discovery in the beginning, and just really getting your foot planted on solid ground. So, she was very appreciative to have seen that this webinar was happening between us, and she said just how right on time it is for her, because she is in a place of a little bit of pain right now, because her family's not understanding what she's going through, as well as even her in her workspace, just managing that too. So it's a little difficult. So that was wonderful to hear that feedback, that we are on track with the vision that we had for today's message. So that was awesome.
So true, Alycia. I remember Toby and I, we weren't married at the time. We were dating, and I came home. I was just so annoyed. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. It never dawned on me that there might not be anything wrong with me, right?
Right.
Being in that corporate space and just feeling like there was something more. And I was like, why can't I just come to work and just be happy? Be happy with whatever, and just, be excited about my little cubicle and look forward to, whatever annual bonuses or whatever corporate life goes, right? Yeah. And I always had this, there was always that something more. And so those feelings of loneliness, like you mentioned, started even before I took the leap. And then to be out here, because a lot of times if I'm not on the road, I'm here at home at the office, and it's really quiet. And we don't have pets, we don't have children. So it can be very quiet. And I find sometimes that, it's more productive when I had that space and community of being involved, at masterminds. And that's why they are so powerful when you're with the right one.
Yes.
Because not all groups or masterminds are created equal. Let's just put that out there.
Yes.
But those feelings of loneliness, and I don't think we talk about it enough in terms of how that may impact us and our productivity. And so sometimes we turn inward and we're like, well, what's wrong with me?
Right.
And it may just be you're lacking that community, because there's such power in community. And so I'm really excited for today, and just, because again, so if you're here today and you've been feeling that, no, you're not alone. You're not by yourself. And because I feel that's probably one of the reasons why I stay gone. So I created a business model that I just don't have to stay home. And funny story, Alycia, so my last business trip, actually, I went to a small town called, what's the name? Loudon, Tennessee.
Okay.
And I had a connection in Atlanta. So I received a call from our fellow SOBCer. Okay. Shout out to the SOBC. Sarah called me like I was, how it is, you're on the plane, you're waiting for all these people to get out of your way.
Yes.
And I was slightly concerned because I was at Atlanta's airport and I had a super teeny tiny window to connect. So you know how that can be. And Sarah calls and I'm like, what's up, girl? I'm at the airport. And so we're talking about next steps and a couple other things. But one of the things that she mentioned to me, she's like, Nadia, you don't know how to be home.
Yeah.
Because I had this window of like a stretch of like 7 weeks, which hasn't happened in a long time.
Right.
I was home for that long. And she's like, you don't know how to be home. And so that really caused me to really think, like, is she right? And there have been those moments in these weeks of, I don't really know what to do. I miss that. We're not in Austin, with SOBC, or I'm not in Utah with my business coach and my mastermind group, or I'm not out training or speaking. Like, I am here building. And what does that look like? Because my house is very quiet.
Yes.
And so, and so sometimes those feelings of isolation can lead us into some collaborations that may or may not be healthy for us, or we just make some decisions. Yeah, right. Because not all collaborations or partnerships or whatever we want to call them are equal. And yet they are powerful to building our business. So those feelings are really, really good. Hi, Jackie. It's good that we're having this conversation, I should say, because they're real. And I think, like we put it out there, we don't talk about it enough. And many of us don't always admit that, on this road, it can get lonely. And there are those moments when you're like, seriously? Because I don't have a cubicle next to me where I can go and say, hey, Jim, what's happening? What's the dog? There is no Jim here.
Right.
Nadia.
Right. And in those lonely moments, sometimes too, you find yourself questioning your decision. There are times that you find yourself questioning the decision that you made. Did I make the right decision? Is this the right thing I should be doing? Oh my goodness, were the naysayers right? And we have to be very careful that we don't shift or we don't pivot into a space that is not serving us and is not conducive to what we're here to bring forth to the world. And I'm a little bit of the opposite of you because I have 3 children. I have a husband. I don't have a pet anymore. I lost my beautiful Roddy to cancer. So my house, I have to find those, I have to carve out time. I have to schedule things a little bit more closely. So I make sure I have the time to focus and to do. But in that space, sometimes, Dr. Nadia, just to your point, it was like, okay, what am I supposed to be doing right now? I have this time and there's nothing coming to me. There's nothing coming to me. And I will be very transparent and say there was a time last year that I had a complete just block because I was trying to force things and I was trying to push and I was trying to make it happen. And I had to slow down and I had to really get into a place of silence and I had to get into a place of reconnecting to why I was doing this in the first place. What was the vision that had been placed within me that was for me to bring to the world and to share my gifts. And I know it just sounds so cliche, but it's very real. I had to surrender. I just had to surrender and I had to let go. And I had to realize that it wasn't for me to force, it was for me to receive and let it flow through me. And then I was to deliver it. And when I got into that space is when I really began to hear, okay, you need to get out to networking events. Mm-hmm. And networking events, many of us are like, ew, networking events, they're horrible. But what I would like to say to that is you find those that you enjoy. If you go to a networking event and you're there for a few minutes, give it more than 2 minutes, give it like an hour. And if it is not really kind of resonating with you, if the people there are not your people, then you leave. Give yourself permission to experiment and to find a group that actually speaks to you and what you're bringing forth in the world, because there's nothing like being somewhere where you are trying to change who you are or dim your light or really not be all of you in order to fit in with the people there. So I would encourage you to definitely go to networking events, but find networking events that behoove you. Like me, I love wine, okay? I go to networking events that have wine. We just gotta keep it real.
You invite Alycia over. Make sure you have her a glass of wine. It's good, all right? We already know what Alicia's requirements are.
Yeah, and so it's just really honoring yourself and standing in who you are and knowing who you are, because when you do that, you're gonna know, like, okay, wonderful, this is not for me, and I'm leaving, and I don't feel bad about it, and I don't need to answer to anyone, and it's really okay. Then you go to another networking event and you're like, this is amazing. I have 3 women that I have connected with. That's another thing. Ladies, you don't have to connect with everyone in the room. We get into this space of, I need to connect with her and her and her. Let's be very real. That is an energetic exchange of part of you when you are connecting with people and giving of yourself, and they're pouring into you. So be aware of managing that energy. That energy is juicy and that energy is special, and it is to be shared with the right individuals. So when you go to a networking event, you don't have to talk to everyone in the room, just say, and it just you're actually kind of pulled sometimes to someone. You're like, I don't know why I need to talk to you, but I need to have a conversation with you. And from there, when you follow that intuition and that inner knowing, because you always know what's best for you, beautiful ladies, when you do that, you will find that something beautiful manifests and something even greater than you even thought possible. That is actually how Dr. Nadia and I have connected, and how I've connected with so many beautiful women in my community today. It's just by trusting and stepping out on faith. You know, you just got to step out and you have to do it, because you can have the idea all day long. You can be working alone in your home all day long. But if no one knows you exist, they don't know how to find you, and they don't know what you have to offer, then you're doing this all for naught. You've got to get in action. You've got to get in action. And that's just one thing I would say, because for me, I can relate to that too, because I was scared to get visible. There was some type of visibility block. You know, we're scared of judgment. There are so many things that we take on as women that keep us from getting visible. And what I have to say to you to that is, everybody's not for you. And it's really okay. There are 7.5 billion people in this world.
Right.
If everybody was for you, you wouldn't even be able to manage. So put yourself out there, get visible, come out of hiding. I see you,
Yes.
Jackie. That's right. Come out of hiding and be you. And you know what? Let people self-select. Let them opt out.
Ooh,
You do not opt out for them. Let them opt out. Be all of who you are. You know, and it is a beautiful space to be, because I did that recently. Because Jackie, I'm with you. I was hiding for a while too, and I was
hiding for a long time.
Yes, and I went to an event, and I was just me, and I have 3 follow-up conversations from that event. Just amazing. A woman wants to feature me in her magazine. Amazing. So that's from me just saying yes to going to an event. Wonderful. So we must be in community, ladies, and the people that are for you will be magnetized to you, just as you are magnetizing to them, because you're just vibrating on the same wavelength. You have no choice but to, woo, hello. So it's just fabulous. So
it is. You know, you said so much. I was over here taking notes. Ooh, that was good. Ooh, that was good. Ooh, that was good. One of the things that I really wanted to point out, because when you talk about networking, you talk about community, and I think sometimes we have this, I know I've experienced, because there are those times when you're building, you know, there's all the hype or all the rage about building an online business and automation. And don't get me wrong, I'm a former computer nerd, so I'm all about some automation and some tools and some cool stuff, right?
Yes.
And I think, you know, sometimes we underestimate the value of connection, and we have that craving to connect, to get outside our house. And so, like, even today, I met a couple. This was not a formal business meeting. And sometimes you have and you have to be careful, but also I think sometimes I've gone to the extreme of protecting my time. And so I met 2 colleagues for coffee chat. I was there maybe an hour, little over an hour, because I knew I needed to get home, you know, for this today. But here's something that was amazing that happened. Not only did I get to connect, I also, because you know, sometimes when you get out of your space, ideas start to come.
Yes.
And so I got all these really cool ideas for some blogs and some articles and some videos. And then during our conversation, I wasn't even talking, I was listening. Someone else was sharing. I got some ideas about my upcoming event in October. Like, all of this happened after I left my home, and I also had the added benefit of connecting.
Yes.
And I think when we talk about networking, we overlook the power of relationship. Yes. And relationship is such a powerful currency that, you know, sometimes we, especially in business, we always we spend so much time focused on dollar, you know, monetary exchange.
Yes.
Wrong. I love sales training, so we definitely focus on revenue. I think that we undervalue the power of relationship. And so even we go to networking meetings, and we've been to them, you know, that person that rolls up on you and they just shove you a card, trying to just get, you know, all these people, I don't know what they're trying to do. But, you know, like you said, because I'm an introvert. As much as I go out and I speak and I interact with all these different people, I hate networking events. I don't like small talk. I just want us to get to the meat. I want to get to know you, right? And so it can still be very awkward. That's why I tell all introverts, and I know this may sound go speak, because when you the speaker, people just come to you, and you can skip all the small talk. Like, y'all can. I'm just saying. That's a side limit. But
girl,
right? If you're the speaker, and the people just automatically, they just come to you and they talk to you and they ask you questions, and you have to go through the awkward.
Yes.
So, But I think we undervalue the power of relationship. We undervalue the power of relationship in networking. We undervalue the power of relationship even when we're connecting with our clients or prospects, you know, even in our emails or our newsletters or whatever, all the stuff that we do in our business. Relationship is so key. And I think it's more so for women. Because, you know, I think men do a better job than we do of compartmentalizing and really focusing on those things where, you know, relationship is huge for us. And it's huge for our businesses. And like you said, you and I met, we were part of a mastermind and then I met you. And I remember when I introduced you to Stella, I already assumed that because we were cool that you knew who Stella was. I don't know who Stella is. I said, oh girl, you gotta know Stella. So then I connected. So then you start and your business grows and you have all these amazing relationships.
Ooh, say that again.
And relationships are so powerful because now I do have some people in my life that I can pick up the phone, I can text them, I can run something by them. Create that feeling of office without having an office. And I'm not so isolated. Because another thing you talked about was creating. We're creating all this stuff. We're creating sometimes what we think our ideal clients want, but because we haven't been in communication or relationship with them, we're just creating a bunch of crap that they really don't want. But if you were to talk to them, they tell you what they want or what their, you know, what challenges they're having or what their desires are. And I think a lot of times we look past that and we want to skip that phase and go straight to dollars and cents. But relationship will carry you way farther than dollars and cents will. So you can have a fat bank account and be really, again, lonely because you don't have that community, the right community. I call it my team of crazy. People are crazy enough to look at me and my crazy dreams. So they're not the dream killers. They're the ones that are like, Dr. Nadia, girl, you say you're going to have a retreat. Let's do it.
Let's do it. That's right.
Ain't nothing but to do it. All right.
And you know what?
Those are the we have.
You are right, Dr. Nadia. And I just have to piggyback on what you said. I never understood as well as I have I'll say in the past maybe 5 to 7 years, birds of a feather flock together. You know, I never understood that when my mom used to say it, or just, you know, you understood it, but you were like, oh, okay, mom, whatever. But it is so true. As I look at the people around me and I look at the people that I have willingly invited out, you know, or invited to a different level in my life, it is astounding that the people that are at a higher level and have more connection to me and who I have more connection to and respect, you know, not that I don't respect you, but this respect for what they have to say to me that I actually allow to speak into me and speak into my business. You know, I can see just how much I've grown and how we are really like-minded women and how I want to truly support them from a place of in my spirit, in my heart. I want to support them, not like, oh, I got to go to this thing. It's like, what are you doing next? I want to be there to support you. What can I do? How can I help you? How can I assist? You know, just really from a place of that connectedness, that like-minded, and just that spirit of there's enough for everybody. There is no competition. See, sometimes as women too, we move into the space of competition and being competitive and comparing to one another.
That's a whole nother broadcast.
Oh, it is.
Comparison trap.
It's just the comparison trap. And what we have to just realize is you want to surround yourself with women who do make you stretch. You do want to stand on your tippy toes. You do want to be like, ooh, I'm doggy paddling. I'm coming. Because what you find is there is this inner strength that those individuals bring out in you that you didn't even realize was there. There is just this inner power that has been there the whole time, but you are now tapping into it because these women are bringing the best out in you. They are making you want to do better. And they actually hold the space for you to see that anything is possible. Anything is possible. And that is the beauty of, you know, my connection with Dr. Nadia, my connection with Christina. I see you on here, Christina. My connection with Stella. You know, all of those individuals who hold space for me when I am in a space too, that I am like, I don't know if I can do this, and they're like, no, you got this.
You got this.
And then they show me my blind spots. I'm like, ooh, I didn't even think about that. And they allow me to just grow. And let me just jump caveat here really quickly. Ladies, one thing we also need to do is we need to understand the value. If someone is our friend, we need to understand the value that they bring. And we need not expect things for free. Okay.
Are you talking about homie hookups?
Yeah. No, the homie
hookups, Alycia.
Yeah. We need to be real. We need to understand that yes, we are in a connection, we are in a community, and we can have this dialogue. But there comes a time where if you need to really go deep and you really need my professional services, what I can really bring to the table to really catapult you, you need to compensate me. You need to compensate Dr. Nadia. You need to compensate any of these other ladies here that are a part of this webinar. We have to also value, as you said, Nadia, the power of currency, because that is also currency. Currency is energy. It is an energetic exchange. I am going to exchange my dollars for your knowledge. And we are sowing and receiving. It is a currency that we need to keep flowing. So, I just wanted to kind of put that in there, that yes, we can reach out, we can connect, we can commune, all of that. But if you find that you want to go to the next level with me, then let's do this thing. Yes, Stella, it is an honor to pay competent sisters. It is an honor. And so just wanted to just kind of insert that into the dialogue, just so that
I agree. And others can sometimes, and I think sometimes that's where we get hung up, because one, we have that whole connection, and if you're pressing it, and because sometimes fear is sneaky. It doesn't always come out like I'm nervous, my heart is beating, I'm sweaty, like procrastination, like it can be really sneaky.
Yes.
And I think so we are craving sometimes that connection, and at any expense. So that's again some of those pitfalls we have to watch out for. If I'm craving connection and now I'm finally connected with someone, even if it's draining me, like you said, my currency, whether it's my knowledge or my services, that could be huge. And I think sometimes too, Alycia, is also coupled with that fear of the asking for. So we would sometimes, and it happens sometimes, but not all the time. You got to put it out there sometimes, like Alycia did, like boom. Right? And so I think sometimes we have to be willing to have those conversations.
Yes.
Where is that line? And even if you say, like you said, Alycia, I may have a mental line where I know that there's this, line, but I think sometimes part of what happens is that fear of the ask.
Yes.
It starts out as a connection. It starts out as us, collaborating, or whatever fancy, cute little word we try to call it. But then at some point, it creeps over into abuse. It's not it's an abuse of my relationship, of my access.
Yes.
And so sometimes my friends have to check me. They're like, feel free to call, or because I want to respect those boundaries.
Yes.
And at the same time, I don't want to be sitting over here struggling when all I had to do was send a quick text message.
Right.
So I think sometimes too, to be willing to have the difficult conversation, to draw that line. And I mean, we're a perfect example of that. We've partnered on certain things, we've done certain things, and we've also had that line. Like, okay, this is where it stops, and this is where the currency of monetary exchange comes in, and it doesn't impact our relationship. We still cool. No. And I think, to be willing to have that conversation and to be willing to call people out, or when things change, like, this started out one way, things have shifted.
Yes.
And for this, we need, and so being willing to have those sometimes difficult conversations.
Yes.
Draw that line in the sand.
Yes.
And for us to not be so daggone sensitive all the time and so easily offended that, because somebody had to maybe draw me back or check me because I've been, being a little whatever.
Yes.
That now, girl, I can't talk to you. Seriously? I'm gonna need you to get your life together.
Right now.
At the end of the day, I am growing a business.
Yes.
I don't ever go to the local grocery store, which we go to Fry's. I don't ever, not one time, Alycia, have I ever walked into Fry's and walked out with anything that I didn't bring up in there without there being some type of exchange.
Thank you. Thank you.
Brown, credit card, some cash, something. You better come up with something.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna be calling Phoenix Finest.
That's right.
Somewhere else.
That's right.
Sometimes we need to have that, but also to be willing inside of ourselves to acknowledge, right now I may be in a season where I want that kind of craving, that connection. How do I get it?
Yes.
Like you said, I'm now leading a networking group. I realized, I've done so much traveling. I wasn't really connected with people here locally outside of my husband, which he don't want to talk about all Nadia's stuff.
No, they're like,
he loved me and he still like, no. Yes. Don't call one of your girls for that.
Yes.
But it also really helped to
Bye, Stella.
Bye, Stella. To then I started leading a networking group. So I get to, as a group, because when we launched it in the fall of last year, we as a collective, because it was still a really small group of ladies, we decided who do we want to invite to be our power partners. And so we are really strategic about that and what we're looking for. And especially because it's industry exclusive.
Yes.
And so we did have a question that I wanted
we are like right here.
All right, so I'll read it and I'll let you answer. So
okay, awesome.
What do you look for in an event that you attend?
So I can absolutely answer that, Crystal. So for me, what I look for in an event immediately, first I look to see what is the substance. What am I going to walk away with? What can I expect to walk away with? And what type of people is this for? Is this for people who are in the same space as me? Or am I reaching a little bit? Am I reaching like, okay, this is for, let's say I'm in science, but this is for people who are IT, I am not going to want to go to that event. So I'm very strategic. I look for the like I said, who's gonna be there, what I'm going to be walking away with, and what's the content, what's being shared. Is this something that I can utilize in my life? Can I apply it to my business? Can I apply it to my personal life? Because I look for both, because I'm always about personal and professional mastery. So I look for things that contribute not only to my professional life, but I look for things that contribute to my personal life as well, that are going to elevate me and edify me, and allow me to also bring things to share with other women that I mentor and other programs that I run. Is it going to contribute to me so I can in turn contribute to them? Because this is all about the flow, and you just kind of, you receive and you give, you receive and you give. And it's just amazing how you just receive even more the more you give. So that's what I look for. And I look for events that are not just me personally. I don't want to go to an event that has 5,000 people. That's not what I'm looking for. Now, if your business model is different, that is something you're looking for, then that's awesome. But for me, I like events that are, maybe 150 people, really kind of my max, because as I said before, I'm not going to connect with everybody, nor do I have the desire, nor do I put that pressure or strain on myself. But I do go say, okay, this is wonderful. There's going to be about 150 people here. I know that I'm going to get some wonderful connections, some wonderful leads here. And, either we're going to have some connection calls. And what you'll find from those connections, that I know someone that needs you in their lives. Other people will refer you even after your connection call. So I just look for events that speak to me. Really, they speak to me. You kind of know. Sometimes you'll look at something and be like, no, close. So I look for things that are just really in alignment with who I am as a person and what I'm bringing to this world, and what and the caliber of people that it's calling in are very important. Because as I said, there is nothing like going to an event and you're like, this is horrible. Not like, okay, that was okay. Because sometimes there are things you're like, okay, that was cool. That was okay. I met some wonderful people. And sometimes you go to things you're like, I knew I shouldn't have gone. This was terrible.
Right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Yes.
I think just to add to what Alycia said, because I also attend a lot of events because I'm a speaker. And as a speaker, there are times when I need people to pour into me.
Yes.
And so then I pick speakers that I really like.
Yes.
And again, I feel like I'm going to walk away with something. So I don't always go to events for the sole purpose of getting clients.
Right.
Sometimes I go because I may be supporting someone. There may be a topic, like Alycia said, that I'm interested in, and I feel like it's going to contribute to my business. And there's also times when I just want to go and not be the teacher or the speaker. I don't have to be on. I could be that anonymous person in the crowd to just get, to receive. And I think for us speakers, sometimes we're so busy giving that who's pouring into us. And I know for me, that's important. And so one of the things I encourage you to do is, no matter what event you decide to attend, to go with a purpose, whether it's my goal or have a vision or a target. So maybe my goal is to meet 2 new people. And to really, like you said, to be able to have connection. I may not be the person for them, but I may know someone who could be. It could be, that you're actually being very strategic in terms of getting clients, especially if you've been invested maybe to be a speaker or you are a vendor or certain things like that, like really looking at those numbers. So there are a number of different reasons, but I think sometimes you look at where you are in your business, like you said, you look at what you're going to walk away with, what are some of those tangibles, but let's not overlook the intangibles.
Yes.
Because there are also times, where you can just getting away sometimes, just having that change again in space, whether it's a coffee shop or fly to San Diego, where that change of space in and of itself without the event will provide a lot of value that I think sometimes we underestimate.
Yes, I absolutely agree with you, Dr. Nadia, because I can tell you when I travel, I get some of my best inspiration. When I went to Jamaica in January, that was so beautiful for me because, as I said earlier, I was in a place of stuck. And so when I went to Jamaica in January, it was really almost like this spiritual moment, this spiritual awakening where I was able to really reconnect and just align everything, just my business, my personal life, just everything. Because let's be real, if your personal life is out of whack, it's really tough to have your business, acting. Because your focus is really elsewhere. So I have found, just like you're saying, I have had some of my best inspirations and creative moments outside of my home, in the park, at a coffee shop, traveling. It's really just there's beauty in it because there are just things that just download into you when you change your environment that just don't happen when you're in your home and in your office. So I love
some of my best ideas at 30,000 feet or however many thousand. We're over there. Oh my gosh, such clarity up here in the clouds.
Yes. And Jillian brought up a wonderful point. She said, women, we forget to fill our own teapot. Yes. So just going out to not just connect or give is super important. Yes, Jillian.
Important.
Yes. Because
we put on our Superwoman capes. I have a pink one around here somewhere. And we just go. And it's like, you can't give what you don't have. And
so
you can't really overestimate that. And we just try to be every woman to everybody.
Yes.
Being a hot mess.
Yes. And ladies, you really should be giving from the overflow. Okay. You should be giving from the overflow because you should be so full that your overflow is just constant and you're giving from that space. And don't get me wrong, I know all of us here do not do that all the time. I'm not even gonna say that I have it all figured out, but we feel it. And I'll tell you, I felt it last week. I got hit hard with bronchitis, and I was down. And it's because I was doing too much. I was not listening to my body. I was not listening to the cues that were being given to me. I was like, oh, I got this. Oh, I got this. And bam, it's like, okay, I'll take you out there.
You don't have this. You know what, Alycia, this is, so y'all, I'm gonna admit this, and it took a while. So Toby has been a great help because he's like the polar opposite when it comes to that. In terms of just giving, he has no problem telling you, no, I'm not doing it. I'm just sitting here in this corner and don't bother. No guilt, no explanation, no nothing. So I really learned from him.
Yeah.
But I used to do that. I would go until my body literally was shut down. I would come up with some random sickness. And it would force me to rest. And so I started being a lot more intentional, like you said, Jillian. And I have a TR. I'm gonna take a picture and send it to you later. Because you're right, you know, to really take that time to pamper us.
Yes.
And sometimes we need our community to remind us.
Yes.
So I have an operations manager to boot, and she reminds me to rest. When Nadia, did you schedule that massage? I was so bad, she just started scheduling. I'm gonna just send the masseuse to your house. Just open the door to see you not this whole self-care thing.
I love it.
Again, community, having people in your space that are like, look, lady, you can't serve all these women and travel around the globe and do all this stuff when you're sick. You just rest.
Yes.
And so, yes, that is so good.
Yeah, I love that.
Right on. We need balance and others that can and will hold us accountable.
Right.
And again, that level of maturity and honoring that love where, you know what, I know Alycia, not only is she my girl, but she loves me enough that should I get an attitude when she's holding me accountable to something, she's going to overlook that. She's not moved by the fact that Nadia decided that she wants to roll her eyes. Like those people that you have in your community, go take a nap.
That's right.
Call me when you fix your face. Call me when you get your life together.
That's right.
I'm not going anywhere, and you need to do what I told you to do.
That's right.
So, you know, to have that community, and I think sometimes we, you know, tiptoe around the issue, and we really need to give people permission to have those women in our space that will call us out on our crap to help us move forward. It's not they are not the haters. They are truly the women that care about you, and they want to see you succeed, and they see you headed in a direction that's not good for you.
Yes. And I just say, and I just want to high five you on that. And this goes back to your previous comment about being too sensitive, Dr. Nadia. We as women have to stop being so sensitive. We have to stop, and that's where men have it figured out a little bit better than we do, because they don't take everything personally. Everything is not a personal attack. And I'm not saying that there are not men that don't exist like that. There are not men that are catty, but it is more of us women that tend to do that. And we have to understand, as you stated, that there are people out there who love us, want what's best for us. And that is why we want to be in these communities with women who hold that space for us and hold us accountable and call us out when we are acting kind of foolish too. So it's really important. And, you know, and that is really how you elevate too. That is really how you elevate, because you start letting go of behaviors and things that don't serve you, and all of your energy begins to be more concentrated, and it's concentrated on those things that are going to yield better relationships, better business ideas, better vacations, because you're going to just travel. You're going to just understand so much more about who you are, and really creating the desires of your heart, not the desires of someone else's heart, the desires of your heart. And so it's just beautiful to really tap into that as we get in this communal space. Yeah.
That is so true. Someone posted too in the group, I wanted to call this out. She said, I can say this as a nurse, there's a misconception that we as women are not being productive if we are not constantly doing something. And I so suffer from that.
Yes.
Christina also mentioned, Jillian said, so true, it's not always about us.
That's right.
And Christina mentioned that Don Miguel Ruiz. Yeah, I'm jacking up the last name, my bad. The 4 agreements speak to the emotion of taking everything personal. We do need to rise above it. It's a self-check when we take things personal often. It
really is.
And I have that conversation like, all right, Nadia, what's all this about? Because I know that this person has my best interest at heart. So it's not about them. I need to do my own stuff.
Yes. And it's important to have someone too that you're like, I just need to bounce this off you. Am I taking this personally? Am I taking this the wrong way? And we need to be okay with telling our friend, oh honey, you are really taking that to the extreme. Right. That is not what I got from that conversation at all. Yeah. So we need to be able to have that person too that we can say, okay, just can I get your take on this? I just want to see if I'm being a little sensitive, and be able to say, yeah, I think you're being a little sensitive. You know, or you don't know, I absolutely hear you on that. Yeah, I can see where you are getting, you know, having those feelings. So I love that. And to the young lady who said that she's a nurse, my girlfriend yesterday told me what you need to stop being a human doing and go to a human being. I was like, whoa. So, that human doing is going to deplete us. We need to be a human being. We need to be and embody and realize that being busy just to be busy is not the business. Being busy to be busy is not what it's about. And as you look at honestly, most people who are wealthy, when they are busy with purpose.
Yes.
They are busy for a reason. They've gotten an inspiration and they are moving in that space. They're not just busy to be busy, but in this world, honestly, we have this space that we got to look busy. And let's be real, in corporate too, you better look busy. Oh, you better look busy.
Oh my gosh.
You better look busy.
To add to that conditioning, when we transition to entrepreneurship, we think we're going to leave that behind, but we have so many people telling us that in order to make it, you got to hustle.
Yes.
You got to work all night. And if you're not, then you are a loser.
Yes.
And we believe it. We're like, oh my gosh. No.
Yes. Yes.
You don't have to.
Yes. Because all it takes, Dr. Nadia, is for you to get those beautiful creative downloads, those ideas, those downloads, and you create from that space. And then when you try to create from that space of just being busy, you're like, why did that not work? That was a flop. So it's just really interesting if you look at yourself and your own successes in your life and things that have really worked for you. If you deconstruct what worked and what didn't, I bet there's a commonality for both of those sides of the coin. And you can put it together and you can see when you pushed versus when you just flowed. Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
So, Alycia.
Yes.
You have about 13 more minutes.
Okay, I'm ready.
And I definitely want us to leave some time.
Yeah.
So first of all, thank you, ladies, for joining us. We've been getting a lot of comments. I don't know your first name, but your last name is Man. And she said you depreciate your value when you are available to everyone.
Ooh, yes.
She said this is a great discussion. And so if you're enjoying this discussion, I'm so excited to let you know we're going to have more of these.
Yes.
One of the things that's come up, couple things. I'll share my perspective and Alycia can share hers. This year was my year of courageous exploration. I've been through some things several years. I think I'm over 5 now. I've lost track of being an entrepreneur. I've seen the highs and the lows. And I really, have learned some things on the way. But one of the things I'm going to do some things different and be okay with it and have a year of being courageous, because I know some of the things that I try are going to make my knees knock. Not everything that I'm going to be super excited about. The other thing that's been coming up a lot, not only for myself, but in my circles, because like Alycia said, birds of a feather, we have that thing in common, was this connection, this ability to connect. And when do you build it? And how do you create that? It was something that I noticed for me personally. So I was excited when other people started chiming in and saying that. And this whole thing about trying to build by yourself. One of the things that I talk about, one of my talks about take off your cape, is if I were to show you a building, a tall skyscraper, like, I usually ask the ladies, like, think about what your skyscraper, like, if this is your executive building, you've made it and you have this glass building, what would your building look like? So I remember one time, Alycia, somebody said they would have spinning floors. Like, it was phenomenal. And so awesome. I throw it out there. And then I ask, if I were to come up right now on this stage and show you a picture of that building that you have in your mind with the floors and all the glass and all this stuff, and I were to say, all right, so I'm going to build this by myself. And I put on my cute little hard hat and I picked up my toolbox. Every single person in here would think I was crazy.
Yep.
So why is it that we try to build our businesses and our big visions by ourselves? So there is power and connection and collaboration and partnership. Like, there is a place for that.
Yes. So
with that, there have been a lot of conversations about that. Alycia and I were talking one day, and we came up with this really crazy idea. And it was like, we should do something together. What does that look like? I don't know. And so several discussions are going back and forth. And a piece of this vision you're seeing right now is for us to have these conversations. Yes. We plan to have more of these, more virtual roundtables, and even invite special guests to come on and talk about the issues that we as women, whether we're in corporate leaders, or
Exactly.
entrepreneurs that we just don't talk about, and to start to get that, to start to put it out there on the table. And then, as you can see, just from today, many of us were like, oh my gosh, that's me too.
Yes, yes.
And so the other piece to that, though, was with this whole connection thing, we didn't just want to do everything online. Like, we know it's a convenient thing,
Yes.
and it's cool.
Yes.
But we want to meet you. I want to be able to high five you and give you hugs.
Yes.
I was raised in Florida. I'm a Southern girl, in case you hadn't picked up on that accent. And so I like hugs.
Yes.
I like drinks and I like hugs.
Mm-hmm.
And so to be able to have an event
Yeah.
where there are women who are moving in a similar direction,
Yes.
who are not just there about themselves in terms of what they can receive, but are also there to be a support.
Yes.
And what would that look like? So we decided to put together a one-day event in July.
Yes.
I'll pass it over to you, Alycia, to fill in the rest of the details.
All right. As Dr. Nadia said, it's Leaders in Stilettos, and that is our brand. We created it. It's fabulous. I cannot wait for you ladies to see it. You know, we love stilettos. So I am just so excited that that Dr. Nadia, she was like, Alycia, we need to do something together. And I was like, all right, then let's do it. So we are going to have an event on July 8th in San Diego, and it is a one-day event. And we're going to have a couple of special guests. We're not going to reveal those yet, but we're going to have a couple of special guests. And if that's something that you're interested in knowing more about, we will be revealing here in the next couple of weeks. Actually, probably the next week, actually. And Dr. Nadia, would you drop the link in the box for them so you can register to get on our, I love hugs. I love that, Jillian. Register. Oh, that was you, Dr. Nadia. Register for our beautiful, beautiful event that is coming up on July 8th. So you can get on the interest list, and then once everything is launched and ready, we will send you a notification directly to your email box so we can all come together and, like as Dr. Nadia said, hug, communicate, talk, laugh, cry if we need to, because sometimes you just need to cry, and just really have a good time together and just see what we can create in that space. Because in that connection, in that space, it is always so dynamic to me what is created. It's always above and beyond what you even thought was possible. And so I'm so excited that we are going to be able to do this on July 8th, as I said, in San Diego. So mark your calendars now and make sure you hit that link that Dr. Nadia dropped in the box so you can get on the interest list, and we will send the information directly to your email box when we have got all the behind the scenes all done and beautiful. So We're just excited to connect with you in person and hear what you ladies are creating and see how each one of us can support one another, because that's what it's about. It's really about supporting one another, connecting one another to that other person who, oh my gosh, I have somebody for you. I would love to introduce you. Here's a connection. Don't know what'll come of it, but I know that you sound similar in what you're doing and creating in the world. So just really synergies that we're creating. And I'm just honored to be a catalyst and a conduit for that. And so it's just going to be fabulous. And we're excited.
Fabulous.
Yes.
And another thing, I'm excited, and I love San Diego, is that the name of the event is Ignite Your Feminine Fire. Mm-hmm. So, because I feel like there are many of us this year, especially as women, that there is just something. You may not have figured out what that is just yet, that's burning on the inside. And so it's a great time to come again. You may just need your cup to be filled, right? You just become like, look, outside of some hugs and some selfies, I'm here to just receive from the amazing women that are here and the speakers that we'll have as well. You know, Alycia and I'll also be sharing. And so that's cool. And again, not only in addition, because you may not be able to come to San Diego for that particular event, but don't worry, we're going to be doing some other things. And we'll continue to do these type of events live where we jump on and we have discussions as well. So it's an opportunity for you to continue to stay connected to us. Dee asked if it would be streamed live. Dee, we've been going back and forth on that. Right now, the answer to that is no. And that could change. So we'll keep you posted. If you're interested, go ahead and let us know that you're interested in getting more information. And as we kind of work through all the details, we'll let you know if we're going to do live streaming for that particular event or not. And we'll keep you posted on all of those details.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So thank you, ladies. Thank you, Valerie. And thank you, all of you ladies who took time out of your schedules today, because that's an honor for us. You allowed us to take space in your lives today. And, you know, you poured into us just as much as we poured into you. This is just beautiful what we're creating here.
Yes, and for those of you who may be on Facebook Live, I've been trying to pop over there and say hello and see any questions. So Rebecca was on. I think she might still be on, Alycia. So she said hi.
Okay, hi, Rebecca.
Walsh says hi. So I can't remember who else was there. Forgive me. And also for you, so you may, if you're on Facebook Live, you may not have heard about this event through our network. So if you want to also, I posted the link there. Put your information in so you can stay connected, not only about the July 8th event, but for all of the things that Alycia and I do under Leaders in Stilettos. Because like she said, that's our joint baby.
Yes.
And we're really excited about it. And we're just really excited to be of service to those women that we're called to work with, and to be able to do it in a collaboration. And I don't know. This is my year of courageous exploration. So
yes,
what happens?
I love it. I love it. This is my year of freedom. That was my word, freedom and connection. So it's all coming together, ladies, and it's going to be fabulous. So I love it. Yeah. Thank you.
Cool. Well, with that, we are going to give you the gift of time, because I don't know a woman that's not busy. And again, as Alycia said, thank you so much for taking time out. We will keep you posted. We're looking to do another one of these probably within the next 2 weeks. So stay tuned.
Yes.
And if you have questions or topics or things you want us to talk about, or, you know, girl, we need to talk about this, send us a note, send us a Facebook message. Some of you have our phone numbers, text us, whatever way that you know to get in touch with us. Let us know, because we are here to serve you.
Yes.
Right, so with that, I am going to say toodaloo.
Bye-bye.